everybody, and welcome back to Noodles at Noon, the show that focuses on things that are not worth focusing on. I am your host, who, this past period of time between podcasts, came down with COVID. Hi, it's me, Ben, and we are joined, as always, by our co-host, who, this past period of time between podcasts, came down with COVID. It's Noah!
Oh, man, we have so much to talk about, or so little,
yes,
depending on how you look at it.
And because we have so much or so little to talk about, we are joined this week by a special guest who, in this past period of time between podcasts, did not come down with COVID.
Heyo.
It's Jessy!
Hello!
Should we pull out a test right now and just make sure?
Maybe.
Yeah, live on air, Jessy shall take a COVID test.
Miraculously, I am COVID-free.
Yay!
What is it like living with a man who just brings infectious diseases into your home, and how do you dodge them?
I dodge them by secluding him in the guest bedroom, putting up a baby gate so he cannot escape from the bedroom. I did do that, but that was for the dog. And sneaking food kind of near him and then refusing all of his hugs, and it's not too bad.
I was too weak to make it over the baby gate. Like, I saw that in my way, and I was like, nope.
Can't do it.
Can't do it. Can't leave. I'm stuck here.
He had no fight in him. I'm pretty sure I've hugged Noah more times in the past month than you have.
Yeah, you're immune to his filthy diseases.
I am. I will say I got COVID first, but I did not give COVID to Noah.
That we know of.
We'll just say, sure. We can say that's true.
We've decided who Noah got it from.
That's true. I agree.
We were at a camp. Ben and I were at a camp for a lot of hours around a lot of people, and it was at that camp that I came down with the disease that we must not be named. So
yes.
there's any number of people we could blame it on.
Yes. But there's one in particular that we're blaming it on.
That's true.
We've chosen our scapegoat.
That person knows who they are. Well,
yes, they do.
They don't listen to this podcast. But
they don't listen to the podcast. We could name them and no one would know. Just kidding. Well, thank you all so much for tuning in this week to Noodles at Noon. You can check us out on our website, noodlespodcast.com.
Noodlespodcast.com.
Or anywhere podcasts are available, like Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Anchor, or coming to you live this week from Jessy. Where are we coming to you live this week from?
We are coming from the creepy, dark opening of our bathroom that you can see in the background of our screen right now. Except you can't because you're a listener.
I can see it.
Ben can see it. That's where we are, y'all.
It's quite creepy and dark, but guarded valiantly by a pothos.
That's true. Our pothos is a little bit out of control. Going crazy.
It's growing many leaves and many vines.
Yes.
My mom is going to be listening to this podcast and be like, they're talking about plants.
They're plants. Me and Karen.
They're talking about plants. Jessy, you've been to my house before. Noah and Jessy were at my house briefly last night. Did you get a good look at all of the plants that my mom has in our house?
I don't think that's possible to view all of the plants in that short amount of time. But I always love coming to your house and seeing the plants and being amongst or amid the jungle that your mother
the
tends.
Lilies.
What?
My bedroom is one of the only rooms in the house that does not have plants in it. So that's unfortunate. You can't see any plants in the background of my camera.
Is that because that's like the one aspect of your life you can control?
It is, actually. I can control the fact that there are no plants in my room.
I can't even control that.
Yeah. All I can control is there's a Spider-Man Funko Pop right there. That's in my background.
I see it.
He's allowed one decoration in his room that he gets to choose. That's what he chose.
Yep. Exactly. Well, so Noah and I have a pretty similar past couple weeks. So I think we should start with Jessy. Jessy, what have you been up to since we last spoke?
Well, I think the last time I was on the podcast might have been last year. I don't know, but
it's been a while. Yeah,
I guess a lot has happened since then. Let me start from the beginning.
I was a year younger the last time you were on the podcast.
Well, I'm not sure that's technically true, but yes, Ben is very old and wise now. So that's what's new in my life. No, this past week, well, I quarantined for half of it because Noah was sickly. So I stayed home. I did a lot of crafting and I took a lot of walks and did other elderly person activities.
Talk about your embroidery.
Oh, yeah. I started.
Jessy found a new hobby.
So I was feeling like a month ago that I don't have a good creative outlet anymore. And I really needed something that was creative, but that was accessible to my skill level. So I just went onto the internet and typed in easy creative hobbies. And embroidery was the first thing that popped up. And I thought, great, I'll go to Michael's and I will buy the things I need. And it's actually been
From
really
Michael's
good.
Because
Michael.
I went to Michael's
big
house.
Fan of embroidery.
Yeah. Yes. But it's been great. It's a nice, easy, quick, relaxing thing that I can then stare at and say, hey, I did this. So I don't know.
Nice.
I went on a bike ride today.
like a long one.
Yeah. I biked, well, from where we live in Fairbanks, I biked to Old Town Fairbanks and back.
Old Town Fairbanks.
Yes. But it was really good. So.
Well, nice.
Yeah.
It's been a little bit of a reset in our house because we were like super busy and we were doing a lot of stuff. And then we weren't allowed to leave the house for like a week. So Jessy got lots of downtime to explore some hobbies and just hang out, do some embroidery and bike rides.
And tend to my husband.
And tend to your husband.
Yes.
You did do a lot of that. She was very good about that.
I just don't want it to sound like I had a fun vacation week while Noah was laying inert in bed.
No, I can fully attest to the family members of the people who have COVID rarely have a good time while the other person has COVID because we become quite needy. Especially when we're not allowed to like leave our rooms.
Yeah.
So, and for me, a big thing was my parents were okay with me leaving my room. I just like kept my distance and whatnot. But I didn't want to leave my room because if I took more than 5 steps anywhere, I had to sit down and take a nap.
Yes. Yeah.
There was one morning where I got up, left my room and walked to the end of the hallway, which is where the stairs are. And I got to the top of the stairs and I just sat down and I stayed there for like an hour. It's like I had my phone with me. So I was doing stuff on my phone, but I legit was like, I can't get up. Well, I could, but like, I was just so tired. I could find no drive to either go down the stairs or go back to my room.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was like, top of the stairs it is.
I told Jessy, I can't remember if it was Friday or Saturday because things are such a blur, but there was a whole day where I really just sat in bed and just watched YouTube. And at the end of the day, I told Jessy, like, I can't recount a single video I watched or like a single thing I did. I think I was on YouTube all day and she was like looking through the history like, well, you watched an episode of this show. And I was like, oh yeah, I did do that. I remember that now. Kind of. It's just like I've done nothing all day and I'm so exhausted and I also don't remember anything I did today.
Yeah. So I went to a wedding in Montrose. This is kind of my COVID story. I'll start from the very beginning. I went to a wedding in Montrose, Colorado. Had to drive from Fairbanks to Montrose.
It's a long drive.
Very long drive, almost 6 hours. And we got there. I emceed the wedding, and I woke up the next morning, and like I had a very little bit scratchy of a throat. And my thought process was, well, I just emceed a wedding on a very hot day. Obviously, I'm going to have a little bit of a scratchy throat. I always do whenever I MC a wedding.
Nothing to be concerned about at all.
No, honestly, like it never even crossed my mind that it could be the beginning of COVID. It was just like, my throat's a little tired. Drove back to Fairbanks. Woke up the next morning and was like, I've never felt like this after emceeing a wedding. So that's alarming. And I went to take one of our at-home, like 15-minute COVID tests. So like I did the whole thing, swab your nose, put it in the little mixture concoctor thingy, whatnot, swirled it around. And then it's like, put 3 drops on this strip and wait 15 minutes, and it will tell you if you have COVID or not. And my thought was, I'll do the 3 drops things. I'll hop in the shower. When I get out of the shower, that'll be about 15 minutes or around there, and I'll know if I have COVID or not. So I did the 3 drops, grabbed some stuff to get ready for the shower, looked at the strip, and it had been about a minute, and it was like, you have COVID.
You didn't need the 15 minutes.
I didn't need the 15 minutes. It was like very starkly, very dark line, you have COVID. And I was like, well, I know it says I have COVID, but I don't want it to say I have COVID, so I'm going to take another one. So I took another one, and within a minute, it was like, you have COVID. So I got the vocal ones that speak to you, and it's a very aggressive voice.
Did you get the Morgan Freeman ones?
Yeah. You have COVID. No, I didn't get the Morgan Freeman ones. Those are a little too expensive.
Yeah.
What voice would you want to tell you have COVID?
I would want the voice of your mom.
Just
like
to tell you.
I would want her to be like, Jessy, listen.
Hi,
it's
Jessy.
gonna be fine. But
you're gonna be okay. You have COVID, and
let me know what I
you're
can
doing
bring
great.
you.
You have to report it to the county. You have to do all these things. But it's okay. You're going to be okay.
I straight up did not report mine to the county. I was supposed to do that.
Yeah, you're supposed to do that. I did it, and then they sent me a text and told me to feel better.
Aw.
And also to cut off all contact with family and pets and friends. So I lost a lot of friends, but
Nice to know I made the cut.
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't report to the county. In my defense, I wasn't thinking very clearly. So I never crossed my mind to report to the county.
Well, I think that's a big problem is I think a lot of people don't. Like, they just see the message and are like, oh, okay, I have COVID, and then don't report it. So then no one ever knows, which is why they think like the testing numbers are like so low.
Well, yeah, if you like go to Walgreens or CVS or wherever and it tests positive, I feel like they report that to the county.
Right. Yeah.
For you pretty much. Maybe not by name or whatever, but they'll be like, oh, someone tested positive, add another number to your total or whatnot. But no, I only did the out ones. So yeah, I guess I forgot to do that. Oh, well, sorry, county. You can add one more to your totals.
Send them an email like, hey, just so you know, for this week.
Retroactively add myself to the list of people who had COVID. But so the whole week after that, so I tested positive on a Sunday. Whole week after that, there were days where I tried to work. There was one day in particular where I woke up so gung-ho and sat down at my computer to edit some video and literally stared at my computer for 2 hours and accomplished nothing.
like a
I clicked around
day.
Yep, that's a typical Ben Shoemate day. But no, like there was a video I was supposed to be editing and I like attempted to edit it for 2 hours and then finally messaged someone else who works for the same guy I work for and was like, dude, I can't do this. Like, I've tried to edit this video and my brain's just not working. And he was very understanding. He was like, yeah, I tried to work when I had COVID and it was like the biggest mistake I could have made. And he was like, just go take a nap. He was very understanding and convinced me many times to just stop trying to work and go sleep. So I appreciate that. But yeah, so that whole week was a blur. Like Noah said, I have no memory of many of the things I did that week. I'm sure I watched lots of YouTube, took many naps. I'm kind of a hypochondriac, so I have like a little pulse and blood oximeter so I could keep track of how much oxygen my blood was getting, and so I could worry myself and give myself panic attacks about that.
Oh, Ben.
Good job, Ben. No, it's a good time.
Okay.
Sounds like it. Sounds like a great time.
Yeah.
Why go to the hospital when you can bring the hospital to you?
Exactly. It's much cheaper here at my house.
That is true.
And yeah, so the last day of like official quarantining, because now what the CDC recommends is you quarantine completely for 5 days and then you wear a N95 mask for 5 days after that. July 15th was my last day of the like stay inside, or no, July 14th was my last day of the stay inside and don't go anywhere. July 15th, I could go places where I wear a mask. And July 15th also happens to be my birthday.
Yay!
So that was my birthday present.
Happy birthday.
Was I got to go outside and look at trees and whatnot. and also do a band practice for this band camp that Noah and I were both helping at.
Yay!
Which was a lot of fun, incredibly exhausting, because one of my main symptoms of COVID was being completely exhausted all of the time.
I feel
But
that.
yeah, I got to play in a band, so that was fun. Noah, why don't you pick up the past couple weeks? Noah and I's life stories have been alarmingly similar.
I'm just a week behind.
Yeah, so you can pick up there and share our life story from that point on.
So yeah, we got to, Ben was over COVID. He had to wear a mask the first few days of camp, but he did it.
It was the first 2 days of camp, and I was still suffering from some of the fatigue stuff. But those first 2 days were the days where I was the most busy.
Yeah,
So-
Ben was leading discussion groups, and he was in a band both nights of the band camp. He was teaching drums to kids. He was serving all the food. No, just kidding. We didn't let him serve
No, I wasn't
food.
serving the
But
That was Noah.
he did all of that while also having crazy fatigue. And, a lot of us were looking out for him. We were trying to make
Yeah.
sure that he took breaks and things like that. But I don't think I really fully understood how tired you must have felt until I got COVID later on in the week. But the way this camp works, on Wednesday, we did a scavenger hunt type day where we went all over the city. I walked I think 11 miles was what I put in. We had to do a full 18-hole disc golf course, all kinds of crazy stuff. It was really fun. But I was yelling the whole day. I was yelling at a lot of kids. I tried to endanger their lives a few times. My co-leader had to stop me. Ben had to stop me one time.
I had to convince Noah not to cross a busy road with a bunch of children.
They were high schoolers, older high schoolers. They can, they can jaywalk a few times. They've done worse.
Some of them were 13.
Okay, that's true. That is true. But yeah, so it was a crazy day, and by the end of the day, I was so sore and so tired, and I woke up the next morning the same way, I have a little bit of a sore throat, and then I thought, well, must be allergies because I was outside all day yesterday, and anytime I spend that much time outside, I just have a sore throat, or my nose is runny and all that kind of stuff. And so I went to camp, got in close proximity around a bunch of high schoolers and adults. And then by the end of the day, I was like, man, this sore throat is a lot worse, and my nose is kind of runny, and I'm just feeling kind of weird. And then in the evening, I was trying to lead a band, lead some of the high schoolers, and I was trying to set the tempo of this song, and I'd be 1, 2, 3, and then they'd have to stop me, and then finally someone else who was kind of also helping lead was I'm just going to set the tempo, Noah. And I'm oh, this is embarrassing. I'm like a drummer. I can't set the tempo of the song. And that's when I realized I am freezing, and it is super hot outside. I'm in a small room with a bunch of sweaty high schoolers. I should not be frozen and my teeth chattering. And that's when I realized maybe I don't feel good. So I went home a little early, just slept through the night. No, actually, I didn't sleep at all that night. Doesn't matter. But I slept through the day, woke up the next morning, and felt a little bit better. So I was okay, I'm going to head on in. I'll be there pretty soon. I'm just going to take a COVID test real quick. And it was the exact same thing Ben said. It was within a minute, there was a dark, dark line on the positive test strip. And I was oh, okay, I guess I'm done for the week. I guess I'm not going back to this camp. I guess I'm not helping with the concert the students put on at the end of the week. I guess my time is done. And that was really sad. And then a few days passed that I don't really remember. And now we're here.
Yeah, we were all very sad that we didn't get any Noah, because Noah was leading the acoustic guitar workshops, which were amazing. All of the students that he taught were very, when we did the band stuff, they were all brilliant guitarists. So Noah did a good job. And then Noah's just also a great person. So we missed having him at the camp. That was the worst part of COVID, was that Noah couldn't be there to make us laugh and do all the things that we asked him to do, which was a lot. him and his laptop helped basically run camp. So
Well, his laptop stayed behind. It was a trooper.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
laptop
I
that
did
was
have to
covered
bring
in
the laptop.
COVID. It got well used the next few days at camp.
yep, I was the only one allowed to use it. So, Ben already had COVID.
Ben
Let
was
him
the
do it.
caretaker of the computer.
Yes. But yeah, all just this to say, if you wake up one morning and have a sore throat and you're like, I did an activity that warrants having a sore throat, still take a COVID test.
Just do it.
Yeah, and I want to say
'Cause-
this is the first time that either of you have gotten COVID, right?
Yeah.
As far as I know, yes.
Right. So it's like one of those crazy things where we've been hearing about this disease for years, and it kind of fades to the back of your mind, but then suddenly you have it and it's like, oh my gosh, this is also crazy and a big deal. And so, yeah, people can still get it. And those of us who haven't, we're just waiting.
The other shoe is going to drop.
But that's okay, because it'll be, for most people, it's okay as long as you take care of yourself and listen to your body. And if your body's telling you, hey, I don't think you can take care of yourself by yourself, then go find a professional to care for you. But I think it was really a blessing that you guys could just stay home and then go back into the world, even though it was very uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
So
I will say Noah's way more of a trooper than I am, because I attempted to work and then just gave up. Noah still put in a full 40-hour work week with COVID.
But the quality of those hours is yet to be determined.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how many clients come back the next week. Like, what did you even do? I don't remember what I did. I don't remember most of the code I wrote this week.
None of my website has changed, and instead of being a golf course, it says we now sell cupcakes. Oh, sorry.
Oh, that was another client. Sorry. Whoops.
That was another client.
Oh, man.
Are you sure you don't want to sell cupcakes?
That would be okay. Hear me out.
Listening.
Golfing, but you have little stations at each hole for all the people that go that are just there for the social part of it but don't want to golf, and all of the stations have little artisan treats and things, and I just would like to eat cupcakes rather than golf, I guess.
Yeah.
So
It's just a food tour with golf kind of loosely involved.
yes.
A lot of golf courses, not the one that Noah and I play at, because it's not long enough to warrant this, but a full 18-hole golf course have what's called a halfway house.
Oh,
That's
that's where the
something else.
criminals go.
Yeah.
That's where you put the criminals who are kind of out of prison, but not really, and they take care of the golf course. No, it's normally between holes 9 and 10, and it's
So halfway.
halfway through the golf course.
Okay.
Yeah, so halfway. And they have stuff there that you can buy, like snacks and whatnot and drinks, and you can take a break and rest, and that's what the halfway house is for. But I feel like you're saying every single hole has a lemonade stand.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. For the little kids, the little entrepreneurial kids, that word is very difficult
Take
for me.
advantage of all the rich golfers.
Yeah, seriously.
Yes.
I wish that they would let kids. Well, no, that's probably really dangerous. I don't know. I don't know enough about
Just
golfing.
kids just get drilled by a golf ball.
Maybe they have little helmets or something, or an Among Us costume.
Yes, a
What?
full body with just a
Oh,
little...
for protection.
Yes, or for entertainment. Either one.
It's inflatable.
I was like, why is the kid wearing an Among Us costume?
Is it one of those inflatable things? So if
Yeah.
the ball hits, it just
Bounces
sinks,
off.
It just sinks in and bounces off their outfit.
Oh man.
This is a great idea.
This is a good idea.
I like the idea of taking the cupcakes and using those as the golf balls. So you just whack the cupcake with the driver and you just see it go flying into the air. And then it would mark really well where it lands. If it lands frosting side down.
I'm not sure the cupcake has the structural integrity you think it has.
To survive a golf club hit. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Maybe they're old. They're expired, so we don't waste food.
Okay, I was just gonna say I'm not on board with anything that involves destroying perfectly good cupcakes.
Because you just want to eat the cupcakes.
Well,
What
someone's
about
gotta eat them.
2-bite brownies?
Those-
those
ugh.
really small.
Hockey pucks.
The ones you get at
Just
Walmart.
Get rid of them. So
Yeah.
no one has to
I
eat
love
them.
those.
Okay, Ben.
When we were kids, every Friday we would have Friday pizza family movie night, and we would order pizza from like Pizza Hut or whatever. We would watch a movie, and we would eat ice cream with the 2-bite brownies.
Okay, that
And
sounds pretty good, actually.
That's what we would do every Friday, and we did that almost regularly.
That is...
There were a couple times where I was like, hey, it's family Friday pizza family movie night or whatever it was. And we'd be like, oh, yeah.
Oops.
I think
We
that's
forgot
a
it was
good
Thursday.
example of how the things we ate and enjoyed in our childhood are still things we enjoy today, even if they're garbage. I have some of my own where if I tried it for the first time now as an adult, it would not be good. It's low quality. It's bad for
Like
me.
what?
Yeah, what's your example?
Like Kraft mac and cheese. Well, okay, a lot of people
so
do
good.
like that. But I wonder if I had never eaten it, and as an adult, I've made like actual good mac and cheese. And if someone just served me Kraft mac and cheese, I'd probably think, well, this isn't
Low
even
tier.
cheese. But
D
because
tier
I grew
food.
up on it, I think I have this nostalgic attachment to it.
It's like
No,
Ratatouille when the critic comes in and he eats the
Yeah.
Ratatouille.
Exactly.
And he associates it with like the childhood memories. That's you with. They just
I
serve you
am
like a bowl of Kraft mac and cheese.
Yeah, I'm
and-
the guy I'm Ego from Ratatouille.
Yeah. I totally agree with Jesse, because as an adult, I'll occasionally go places where there'll be like church potlucks, or we'll have like dinners at families' houses, and they're like, oh, we made mac and cheese. And I'll be like, awesome, I love mac and cheese. And then their mac and cheese is like actual macaroni or shell pasta, and it's got like cheddar and Gouda and Parmesan and like breadcrumbs and
Yep.
all this stuff, and it's like in a casserole dish. And I look at it and go, that's not mac and cheese.
Yeah, that's something else. Very good and
That's-
delicious, but that's not mac and cheese.
But I want Kraft mac and cheese.
The more orange, the better.
Yes.
I don't know. There's a thing that my mom used to make, and we've made it a couple times. It's really bad for you, but it's really good. It's like a pepper jack bacon mac and cheese casserole.
Oh,
It is so good.
that does sound good. Can you make that tonight?
We
Ben,
got
we'll
you.
have you
Just come
over.
over.
We'll have you over for
We have to do
some-
a birthday redo since your birthday kind of tanked. We'll have you over for mac
Birthday
and
was
cheese.
lame, Ben.
Birthday sucked, man.
No, just kidding. Your birthday was fun. Ben even brought cupcakes on his birthday to the band practice
Oh, Ben.
that he couldn't eat because of
Oh.
COVID.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. He could
I
have
had
eaten.
zero appetite.
Oh, I see.
I told Noah this. I don't know if I told Jesse this.
Noah told me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he lost 14 pounds.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mainly because I had 14 pounds to lose. Because honestly, the difference between like me losing 14 pounds and Noah losing 14 pounds is
Life or death.
Well, for Noah, it's life or death. Like when he told me that about you, I got so nervous because Noah does not have 14 pounds. Like we would have to cut off his feet, and that would be no. How much do his feet weigh? I don't know. They're
7
pretty.
pound a piece feet.
They're big feet. I don't know.
I don't know.
Anyway.
That's a good question. How much does your foot weigh? Does that include the blood in it?
What do you think? Of course it does.
Yeah, obviously it
I'm not going to
includes.
drain it. Man, is this? Do we? I don't want to like derail us by trying to measure body parts for weight, but if you have,
Where's this gonna go?
okay, never mind.
I will say Jesse was very good at like forcing me to eat when I had no appetite and was just trying to skip every meal and not eat. She was very good at encouraging me. We ordered my favorite Greek food twice
Yep.
in span of 4 days.
No,
3
it
or
was
4
2 days
No.
or 3 days. We had it one day. That anyway, I didn't mind it. I also got to eat it.
That's true. She made me milkshakes like every night. She was very good to me. So props to Jesse
Aw.
for caring for my sickness.
You're
And not
welcome.
getting
My
sick
mom made
himself.
me a smoothie that had one of those like airborne things in it. It was the nastiest thing I've ever had in my entire life.
Oh, yeah.
Like the smooth, like I love smoothies, and like it would have been a good smoothie, but it was like a strawberry banana smoothie that had an orange citrus airborne in
that's
it.
Weird. But good for you, Ben.
This tastes odd.
Trying to sneak in your
No.
medicine so that you won't notice, like with a dog.
I used to be completely unable to swallow pills. So when my family went to Haiti, I would have to eat my malaria pill crushed up in pudding.
Oh.
And to this day, I like refuse to eat chocolate pudding because it still slightly tastes like a malaria pill. Even though it doesn't have malaria pills in it, I hope. That would be a weird thing to just put in pudding. But just like subconsciously, I'm like, no.
There's another thing
tastes
like
like a malaria
childhood associations. Like I had to take
Yeah.
this awful medicine that I drank in Children's Hospital in California when I was 3 years old. And then they gave me a popsicle afterwards. And I can still taste that popsicle. And every now and then I'll have a popsicle that's like the same kind of grapey flavor. And it like transports me back to being in the hospital, dying of asthma when I was 3 years old. And I just like, I can't do it. Like I can't eat it.
Dang.
So we've unearthed a lot of childhood trauma on this podcast today.
I need to send this therapist or this podcast to my therapist.
Yeah.
It's
For you or for us? Like who are you diagnosing here?
me, any of us.
Just any general comments that they have.
Yeah. I mean, I already told Jessy all the stuff I talk about with my therapist for some reason. So,
I forced him.
yeah.
Yep.
We're trying to get free therapy out of Ben.
I know. I was like, can you just
Yeah.
tell me what your therapist tells you so that I don't have to pay for my own? So,
I was like, I don't know if it'll work, but okay.
Well,
But-
speaking of maybe this is
speaking
a-
of therapy,
speaking of people
Speaking of
who
therapy.
might need some counseling, what do you guys think about Florida? How you feeling about Florida these days?
heard of it?
Oh man, they need some therapy, brother.
You know what particular kind of person in Florida might need a little extra counseling?
Man.
Man,
And
Jess's right. Although I think I might have a Florida woman. I actually 2 of these are Florida women. I have a Florida man and
Progressive.
2 Florida women, so we're really
Thank you for including us.
We want some women's voices on this podcast, so we got some stories of some convicted women that did some things
Yeah, is
that we're
that
going to
like-
make fun of today.
I feel like of all the ways you can seek representation, I
This
don't
might
know
not
if
be
showing
great.
up on a Florida man game is the one you want.
Yeah, that's maybe a good point.
Hey, nobody's perfect.
It's like when people are like, "Oh, America's in the top." Is like the top 1% of the statistic, and you just be like, "Which statistic?"
Yeah. Might not be
Like, I
good.
get that we're up there, but which one is
Yeah,
it? Is it a good
is
one?
this a good one, or is this like a gun one?
Yeah, I'll be happy if it's like one of these ones, but not if it's one of these ones.
Yeah. Well, I have stories of 3 Florida people for ultimate progressivism this week. And Ben and Jessy, it's going to be your job to fill in the blank with these headlines. I'm going to read a headline, and you have to fill in the blank. Ben, would you mind if we let Jessy go first as the guest of the podcast?
Go right ahead, guest of podcast.
Thank you. Gender neutral guest of podcast will go first.
All right. Well, you'll both get to answer the question, but Jessy will get to go first. Jessy, headline that recently appeared: man with tattoo of blank on his forehead arrested for misuse of 911 and marijuana possession. Man with tattoo of blank on his forehead.
Well,
What did this man have on his forehead?
I'm wondering if it's related. Wait, the misuse of calling 911?
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, I want that to be related. Like, it's a tattoo of an ambulance or a tattoo of like, okay. So, in an airplane, in the front seat back pocket, that didn't make sense. The pocket where it has the diagram of like how
How to
to
escape the plane.
yeah, like the safety diagram. I'm thinking that he had a tattoo of some kind of like safety diagram across his forehead. Something that's related to life-saving or 911 emergency stuff.
It's the WikiHow page for how to seek medical help, just all on his forehead.
Yep. Ben, you got anything better than that? Doubt it.
Ben.
Yeah, so the first thing that came to mind was the sign of the beast.
Which is what?
Feels like, isn't it just 666?
No, it's like a mark, isn't it?
The mark of the beast. Whatever it
I
is.
don't
It's
know.
up for debate. I don't know.
Yeah. We need a biblical scholar.
You're not going to get points anyway, Ben, so it doesn't really matter. So.
Okay.
Oh.
And then the next thing that came to mind was a marijuana leaf. So I'm going to run with marijuana leaf / other weed accoutrements.
All right, that would make sense. That's why he's got the marijuana possession and why they knew to look for it. The correct answer: man with tattoo of Florida on forehead arrested for misuse of 911 marijuana possession.
So wait, did this happen in Florida, or is he like
Just
actually
not a Florida man.
he is
this
Florida
is,
man?
This is from Pasco County. Is that Florida?
Well, it's from WFLA.com, which I think is West Florida.
West Florida.
Is a West Florida
yeah.
thing.
That's
yes,
amazing.
Pasco County is in Florida. So yeah, as you can see from the picture, viewers at home, listeners at home, if you'd like to see this picture, go to noodlespodcast.com.
Noodlespodcast.
Noodlespodcast.com.
Yeah, it's. Well, I think what bothers me about the tattoo most is that Florida is not a very symmetrical state. So, like, the panhandle of Florida is kind of hanging over his right eye, and
He
it.
kind of looks like Mikhail Gorbachev.
Wow. History nerd.
Cold War joke. Ooh, yeah.
Maybe that's what he was going for. I don't know. I think this man, he like wanted to be in a Florida Man article. I think it's like he's been trying to get on a Florida Man website.
Florida man. Well, the real question.
Oh, wait, hang on.
Oh, okay.
No, go, Jesse.
No, you first, Ben.
Well, I was just thinking the string of events, because he got the Florida tattoo. Obviously, that happened first. And then he had marijuana, and then he misused 911? So, like...
That's a good question. I'm a little light on the details here. I don't know if it all happened at the same time. I don't know if he used the marijuana and then called 911. It says here he was arrested early Sunday morning after he twice called 911 to find a ride home.
Oh my gosh.
The
And then-
arresting officer said he offered to call him a taxi, but he said he didn't have any money and began walking home. If you don't have any money, you definitely should not call 911. That's a good rule in America.
What? You mean for
What?
bribery? Wait,
No,
okay.
I just mean you can't afford an ambulance.
Oh, well, I'm
Oh, good point.
curious. So, if the cop or the officer was going to let him go, why was he then later arrested?
I guess maybe that's when they found the marijuana.
It was just
I'm
like
sure.
dripping out of his pockets, just
Fell
falling.
out. Oh, sorry. I don't know where that.
Okay.
Does marijuana drip?
It float to the ground.
genuinely-
The baggie fell out of his.
yeah.
It dripped out.
Okay,
of his
well,
pocket.
anyway, I guess
It's oregano.
the
All
real
right.
question is who's
Marijuana
closer?
leaf or instructional how-to video. I'm not sure which one is closer.
I have to... I feel like I have to argue for Jesse,
What?
because it has the same sort of level of just meta humor of a Florida man who has Florida tattooed on his face.
I was gonna argue for you, Ben, but I'll. You know
Oh,
what?
go
No,
ahead.
no,
Now
no.
argue for
I'll
me.
take it. I'll
No.
take it.
Argue for me, and then make Noah decide.
Okay. I would say that a single, just visually, a single marijuana leaf looks closer to, the silhouette of Florida than an instruction manual. But do what your heart tells you.
And as far as we know, the outline of Florida could be the mark of the beast.
Yes.
All right, I was going to give it to Ben if marijuana was legal in Florida, but as of 2022, it is still illegal for recreational use. So
Well, yeah,
on
that's
that
why he got
grounds-
arrested for marijuana.
Yeah, that's why he got
possession.
arrested. Yeah.
Yeah, I
He
thought
wouldn't have
this was
gotten
maybe
arrested for marijuana possession.
Hey, you know what? I'll
older
take it if
article.
you're giving
I'm
it
not
to
sure.
me. Great.
I'm gonna give it to Jesse.
Oh, okay. Makes total sense to me.
Good job, Jessy.
Woohoo.
All right, question 2. Ben gets to start this one. Florida woman stabs sister with EpiPen because her sister was allergic to blank. And I want to note this is in quotes that she was, quote, allergic to blank, end quote.
I'm gonna say manual labor.
Huh. Good one.
Like
Ooh.
her sister was being incredibly lazy, and she was like, "Oh, well, you're allergic to manual labor. Here, stab EpiPen. Now you can go do manual labor with all of that extra adrenaline running through your body because that's all an EpiPen gives you."
Yeah, I've often used EpiPens to kind of give me that little extra boost in the afternoon.
I need a hit.
Do the EpiPen. All right, Jesse. Allergic to work? Allergic to labor? What do you have to say?
Oh, I want to say allergic to the COVID vaccine, but I don't know if that's like we can
Ooh.
say a joke
wanna go
about
down that
that or not. That's why I left a pause at the beginning so we can just cut that. I'm going to say a different answer. So if you're doing show notes,
I think that's a valid answer
Yeah.
if you want to answer that.
No, I think that's a valid answer.
okay. I didn't want to be like insensitive, but I would say that allergic to the COVID
This
vaccine.
is Florida we're talking
Yeah.
about.
Okay, great.
Okay. Jesse got real political real fast.
Oh, sorry.
but Ben says, sorry, still coughing. Ben says,
Manual
allergic
labor.
to manual labor. Florida woman stabs sister with EpiPen because she's allergic to drunks.
Okay.
Yes.
What?
Okay, I can see this going down. I bet the sister
I don't.
the sister who did the stabbing maybe drinks a little bit too much, and the victim sister was, trying to maybe shame her unkindly or something, and said, "I'm allergic to drunks. I don't want to spend time with you when you're like this." And then the sister was like, "Oh yeah, psh, stab."
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly how.
Wait,
it went.
really?
Oh, really?
Well, okay, so the woman and her sister were drinking together, and then at one point, I guess they had just had a little too much. The woman started stabbing the sister wildly multiple times with the EpiPen. Fun fact about the EpiPen, it only works the one time. You don't have to stab multiple times.
Yeah.
But yeah, when asked about the incident, police said that she replied, "I'm allergic to drunks, so I injected her with the EpiPen so she wouldn't be drunk anymore. What's the big deal?"
Wait, oh, that's not
Wait.
at all the story I told. That's wait, I'm confused.
So, wait. The sister who got stabbed was like, "I'm allergic to drunks," or allergic to being drunk?
No,
To which
I'm
the stabber stabbed her.
the stabber is saying she's allergic to drunks, so she stabbed her sister with the EpiPen so she wouldn't be drunk anymore.
Oh, okay. So that headline.
That doesn't make
No,
sense.
okay. It doesn't make sense because it's crazy. But I understand now that the pronoun her was referring to herself, not the other person.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, that's misleading.
Florida
I would have
woman
totally
stabbed sister
answered
because
that.
She, the Florida woman. Yeah, that was a little misleading.
No, I'm just kidding. It's still wildly insane.
No, I still don't understand. I get that you're drunk, but if so,
So no,
person
Ben.
got stabbed. Hang on.
Okay.
Wait, what? No.
The allergic person did not receive the EpiPen, if that's what
Yeah.
you're confused about. Yeah.
That's what I'm confused about. Is she said, "I'm allergic to drunk people. I'm going to stab my sister who is drunk with the EpiPen," even though I'm the one who's
Why
allergic
not
to
stab
drunk
yourself?
people.
Yeah.
Why not stab yourself with the EpiPen?
That's not as fun, Ben.
Yeah, that's not.
I will say, EpiPen probably a good sobering up device.
Yeah,
and
I
a
guess,
police visit, probably very sobering.
I don't know. We'll get Dr. Michael on the podcast to talk about EpiPen for
'Cause-
inebriation cures.
Isn't an EpiPen just like a shot of adrenaline, pretty much?
Just a shot of epinephrine, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess the speak
I
pipe
feel like that was
question
so-
of the week. Please do some research on this for us and let us know what happens if you administer an EpiPen to an inebriated person. And please cite your sources.
Wikipedia. All right, so who gets that
Would-
point?
Drunks and a hard day's work, manual labor, or drunks and the vaccine. I feel like I want to give it to Ben just to keep it interesting so we can have one more round. I'm not sure I can really make a valid case for either of you. Can either of you make a case for yourself?
Kind of with what I said about the whole adrenaline thing.
Yep.
Okay, great, sure.
All right, number 3. Here we go.
All right, let's get a little mystic here. Florida witch
Oh,
swindled victims out of $100,000 by promising to blank. And we're back to
Can you read that
Jessy
one more
first.
time?
Florida witch swindled victims out of $100,000 by promising to blank.
okay. So we're looking for a verb here. If my Mad Libs is not letting me down. Okay.
Now just do an adjective. By promising to
To
fuzzy.
beautiful. Okay. Can you tell me how many words it is?
It's 3 words.
3 words.
I'll tell you that.
Okay, because all right.
I'll even give you this. She swindled victims out of their money by promising to blank their blank.
That made it worse. Okay.
Wait, no, that fits with what I was going to say, actually.
Oh my
Oh.
gosh. Okay, Ben, hold it. Hold it in your heart while I fumble through my answer. Okay. Promising to, I don't know, I want to say double their money, but that's not very interesting. To,
Alchemy. Hey, I'll double your money.
yeah,
Put it in my pot.
to mow their lawn.
You give me $100,000.
But she's going to do it with like her witchcraft.
Just keep the grass from ever growing.
Yeah. Because, you know.
I still don't think that's a good deal. Because you could just hire someone for much cheaper than that to mow their lawn.
Yeah, but that's like,
Well,
what's
it was
the opposite?
multiple victims. It's like
Yeah.
a class action thing.
And that's just muggles like mowing your lawn. You want like a witch to really take care of the growing, stop it in its tracks, long-term fix. Okay,
Stop
Ben,
that
your
growing.
Mine's much darker than yours. Because I don't think you go to a witch for any like sane, logical reason. So I'm gonna say she promised to eat their soul.
Whoa.
That sounds like how is that a better deal than my lawn mowing thing? That's a terrible deal.
I'm not saying it was a better deal. I'm just saying it makes more sense.
Maybe to like contain their soul, like a Horcrux. I'm doing a lot of Harry
Yeah.
Potter references right now.
Some
So-
people want to be free of their souls. Like a lot of people's souls want to be free of their bodies, but sometimes people's bodies just want to be free of their souls.
Huh.
I'm getting blank looks from Jessy, but she's on.
And me
she's
too.
on
Yeah,
board, I can
Ben.
tell.
I keep forgetting, Ben, that you can't see my face, but
I cannot see Jesse. This whole time, I can only see Noah.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out how to make the webcam be in 2 places at once.
They're still sitting
Witchcraft.
6 feet apart from each other.
Yeah, we're still somewhat keeping our distance. All right, so we have eat their souls and mow their lawn.
Mow their lawns.
Florida witch swindled victims out of $100,000 by promising to cleanse their cash.
What does that even mean?
Sometimes you got dirty money. I don't know if this is like a money laundering thing.
It's exactly a money laundering thing.
I will launder
She's
your
literally
cash.
laundering money.
But the subline of this says victims were told their money would double or triple.
Oh my gosh, that was my first answer. to double their money.
But you didn't.
Jessy said.
You didn't actually say that.
I did say that. I didn't finalize on it.
Yeah, but it wasn't your final answer.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, Jessy may not have finalized the answer, but I feel like I kind of have to give it to her because she was with the double.
No. Money is the root of all evil.
Just like souls.
Which eats away at your soul. And if you have more of it, it's basically like having your soul eaten.
Naples police say they're looking for a woman who offered witchcraft and spiritual services to victims as a way to get them to hand over massive amounts of cash. All in all,
they haven't found the witch?
Apparently not. They have some sketches. They have some drawings of the lady. So if you see the lady...
Can you share that with us?
It's an AWOL witch.
Yeah, we will share that on the website so everyone can be on the lookout. If you're in the Naples area...
she could be anywhere. She's a witch.
That's true. She could be anywhere. She could have teleported.
Got on her broom.
Yeah, all in all, the woman stole $100,000 from 10 different victims who responded to ads she placed in free newspapers. Offered a 100% guarantee when it came to solving problems with a wife or girlfriend.
Ben, are you doing some math in your head right now?
No, I'm trying to open whatever link Noah just sent me.
Okay.
Oh yeah, the picture did not come through well. It was an AVIF
I saw it for a second.
format, which I've never heard
Yeah. Well, AVI is a video format, so maybe it's just a frame of an AVI.
of. Oh, that's very smart. Very smart.
Well, dang.
So Jessy
Yeah.
wins the game.
Dang it.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Jessy.
Huzzah. I know
job,
Florida
Jessy.
really well.
It's her home away from home. She
Yeah.
loves it there.
I was just...
Maybe instead of us all taking a trip to Alaska, we'll all take a trip to Florida.
You mean taking a trip to...
Home.
Where we live.
Taking a trip back home where we live.
Yep. No, I'm good. I'm good with Alaska.
I'm not going to Florida.
I'm all right.
Well, Jessy, congratulations on winning Florida Man.
Thank you.
And Noah, congratulations on getting over COVID.
Thank you. I did it. I survived.
Very proud of you.
Ben, congratulations on
Congratulations.
being an old man now.
I'm an old man. I am now 24 years old.
Ben's also a father now. We glossed over that, but we'll talk about that next week.
Oh, yeah. My illegitimate child.
It's okay. Your mom's asleep
anyway.
by this point in the podcast.
My mom's asleep. She doesn't know about that. But thank you all. Congratulations to all of you, because we're all winners here at Noodles at Noon. So, Jessy, as the winner of the game, do you have anything you would like to add as we sign off?
I hope that
And pray.
and pray that if you're considering a facial tattoo, that you choose something symmetrical.
Like Colorado.
Like Colorado or not even
Wyoming.
a state. Like a butterfly, maybe.
Oh. Are butterflies necessarily symmetrical? Or do they just have symmetrical attributes?
I don't know. I hate them and I don't want to look at them, so I don't really know what they look like. Anyway, no, I'm just happy we're all healthy now and stay safe, people.
But anyway, thank you all so much for listening. Make sure you check out our website, noodlespodcast.com.
Noodlespodcast.com.
And you have a wonderful, wonderful week. Thank you so much for listening. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye.